this session as long as it is live. So feel free to stay. If you don't want to have your face on there, that is totally fine with us. But feel free if you have questions throughout the presentation to put them in the group chat or let us know. And we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen so we can have a little PowerPoint here to talk a little bit about what is TRIO and also get some questions from you all. And we'll go ahead and get started here. Does everyone see my, do you see the PowerPoint okay?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Okay. So this is TRIO 30 Talks. This is episode number 2. And we're going to be having this session. We're going to try to have one every week at 4 o'clock on Wednesday. We will record it. They'll be about 30 minutes long. So you're able to kind of go back and revisit some or rewatch, share it with your fellow friends, whoever's going to be at the university. Just a way so you can get some information about resources on campus, have questions to be answered, and get to know what's going on so we can help best you as a student at University of Nebraska-Lincoln in our student support services with TRIO. So let's go right into it. What is TRIO and what it is all about? All right, so let me go ahead. All right, perfect. So the TRIO programs were initiated in the 1960s to expand educational opportunities created by the United States Congress to serve students who might otherwise be denied access to post-secondary education. So this is a program to really help students who might not have the resources based off where they live, based off their income of their family, whatever the reasons may be. This is a program help to try to make sure there's education available to all students across the country. We are a federally funded program, and we pretty much start from middle school all the way through college is where TRIO is going to touch the impact of lives of students. So our office is the Student Support Services, so SSS. As you can tell, we love alliteration in the university. So TRIO 30 Talks, we got 3 T's, and now we have 3 S's, Student Support Services, and that's the program we work for. It's a program committed to supporting you, the college students, academically who are either first-generation college students, so either neither of your parent has a bachelor's degree, whether that you have low income or you possibly have a disability as well. So those are our students that we are going to be working towards to really help build community, help support you throughout your whole time here until you graduate. It's not just your first year we help you and then we let you off and fend for yourself. No, we're going to help you out throughout all 4 years. Hopefully you graduate in 4 years, maybe a 5th year. That's okay. We can help you then too, and help you get graduated and get that bachelor's degree and go on to either a graduate degree or a career. And so there are a few other parts of TRIO that started. So we have the some that you may be familiar with. When I talk to colleagues across campus, when they talk about TRIO, they think it's mostly about high school students and middle school age students. And actually, the Education Talent Search is where they do serve the young, low-income first-gen students in grades. Oops, I'm going to go back here. In 6th through 12th grade. In addition, they do counseling. Participants receive information about college admissions, scholarships, and various other student financial aid programs. This is where you kind of learn a little bit more about college and really try to have us reach out to you all. This is maybe how you learned about TRIO and how you learned about student support services. We also have our regular Upward Bound program, which is also a fundamental support to low-income first-gen students, and they're getting ready for their preparation for college entrance. They create opportunities for such students to succeed in their pre-college and ultimately in their higher education pursuits. So they're also there to help you. You might have heard of Upward Bound. And then we also have Upward Bound Math and Science, which is similar, but they're going to be focused more on the STEM, math, and science regards to that. So some of you may have heard of those things before you got here, but these are just kind of some of our offices along with student support services of what TRIO is all about. Again, we're totally funded by most of the school, but we have a grant funded from the government, federal government. So what is your special appointment for you as an incoming student? So a lot of you, I think, have already applied and have been accepted, but really we're looking at admissions needs. So we're looking at your GPA in high school. Do you need more academic support? That's where we're going to come in to help. Your ACT, SAT scores, are where we need to say, hey, we need to help you with, maybe you need more help in math. So we have math tutoring, and we can get to that in a second. you're the first one with immediate family towards obtaining a 4-year degree. Students who have parents who have gone to college have an advantage. The parents know the system a little bit better than maybe your parents do. Not everyone, but typically, first-gen students might need a little bit more about the knowledge, institutional knowledge, and how that all works. And that's what we're here to help, kind of fill some of that gap and fill some of that void to help you really, again, kind of navigate that college and university setting. Especially when we have financial aid needs as well. We have ties to our financial aid office to help you walk through some of those tricky financial aid questionnaires or all those different times, the FAFSA that you have to fill out. So those are some things that we can connect you with some of our people in our offices across campus. And that kind of pre-qualifies you for those services. And that's what kind of flagged us to email you, say, hey, you should come and meet with some of our staff members and do an intake interview and talk about why you're interested in pursuing your education. So let's get right into, again, we talked a little bit about those different offices, where we're located. Hopefully you've all been to campus yet. But when you do get to campus, we have our office is located in 220N Canfield Administration Building. It's pretty easy the building's easy to find. It's right next to the Union, where you're able to, maybe get some lunch and then come on over to our office. So it's really close by, easy access for students to find, and you can come to our office. It's getting renovated, so we're going to have a nice new digs, as I'd like to say, new paint on the wall, new office furniture, the whole 9 yards. It's going to look nice in there, and we definitely want you to come and visit and check it out. It's going to be, we're pretty excited about it. So that's going to be in 220N Canfield Admin Building. We talked a little bit about the eligibility requirements, but here's some, just again, what TRIO Scholars Program for Student Support Services, what we're looking for. Again, we talk about academic need, your ACT or GPA scores. Again, first-gen students, financial low income, or have a documented disability. And then if you meet 2 or more of those criteria, that's where some of our preferences is at. But that's kind of where, like what TRIO is about and who we're serving at the university. So some of our professionals that are here today on the call with you. We have Dr. Joyce Lynn. She is our project director. She's my boss. So she's the one going to be telling me what I need to be doing. Morgan, he's on vacation this week, but he is our math ed specialist. And he works with pretty much all of the math and he teaches a math class for our students. So that will be helpful there for you. We have Mariana Burks, who is our science expert. I think I saw her on the call as well, and she's working with her science ed. So she's kind of in that area where if we need help with science, she's the one who knows more about science and biology than I will ever know, probably. And then we have Stephanie Mitchell, who is working with our writing and English. So she teaches a class as well. We have Dr. Colette Yellowrobe. She's working with our leadership class, and she has a class that we'll talk about here as well. You have myself, who is brand new to the office as an academic outreach specialist. So I'll be working and teaching a power seminar class, which is a class that will be a kind of a nice, easy, relaxing class, I think, and you get to learn more about the university settings and how to be just a good student and work through those. And we have a good curriculum, and a lot of those classes there's a lot of power seminar classes throughout the university. A lot of different teachers teach it, and so we'll be focusing mostly on our TRIO students in that class. And then we have Allison Doctor, who's going to be our graduate assistant, who's going to be working with all our tutoring coordination, and she'll be able to help you get a tutor so you can get that special need for you if you're struggling in a math class, science class, whatever it may be. We can have a tutor kind of help you out with those things. So that's kind of our student support services professionals in our office. So some of our services. So one of the things, you might have been thinking about it now. You're incoming first-year students, or you're not sure, but we do have graduate school preparation. I think I did a few income intakes. Some people wanted to be a dentist, I think. Maybe you want to go in the medical field, whatever it may be. We have those opportunities where you can get that preparation needed to go on to grad school if you need to take those different tests that qualify for that. Again, I talked about individual tutoring to get help if you're, not a very, biology was a really struggle for me in college. So going to get that tutoring. I also took computer science for a year, and I definitely needed a tutor for that because I did not understand any of that stuff. And so I changed my major. We'll get into that later. But yeah, so there is tutoring opportunities for you as well to enjoy. We have counseling services as well to help you, transition to college from high school to college is going to be a different transition for you, and everyone's at a different speed. And so being able to have someone to talk to and work out through some of maybe the issues you may be having or some of the great things that are happening too, just to talk about it. We have some services available for there. In case you need to print things, we have printing services for you, so you don't have to pay for those, which is always a benefit. Save some money on printing. We have different programs on study skills. We'll do different programs on resources. We'll have these every week as well. We have some writing assistance for you as well. For those that might have they're not maybe their best writer, we can go through and have those opportunities and programs for you to kind of become a better writer. Some of our available services. We have some smaller courses as well. So if you're thinking UNL, big school, I'm going to be in a class with 100 people or so. Well, some of our classes will be smaller classes, so you can have that interaction with your professor and get to know your professor and have that relationship. So that way, when you do have a class as a bigger size, you feel a little bit more confident, which I think is a really good way to learn. We have, again, academic assistance. We have some cohort learning courses where you're together with your incoming cohort. We have a calculator in case maybe you lost your calculator, broke your calculator, or you just don't have one and you need one for this one class. We have a checkout to get a calculator. We have some resume checks, career counseling, looking for that next step and those next jobs. We're going to be able to help you get connected and work on your resume. Starting as a first-year student, it's important to start building those skills to when you're ready to graduate. You're not rushing at the last minute to build your resume up and get it out there. Let's talk about financial planning. Financial wellness financial well-being is one of our big topics this year to really help you save money, help you start planning your financial well-being. So that way you're able to, buy the things that you need and save some money. So when you graduate, you're not in so much debt. And so those are some ways that we can really help you plan those things out. I talked about classes, and so some of our classes, we have the interpersonal skills for leadership. We have biology 101 and life 120. We have our math classes, our English classes, and again, the power seminar as well. Those are some of the classes that you're able to take. If you are interested in those classes in those smaller sizes, to make sure you talk to your advisor saying, hey, I'm a TRIO scholar. I was admitted to this program and I want to be in, one of my areas for growth is math. And I would really appreciate trying to get into this college algebra. That way I can get into that with my TRIO cohort. I can get to the professor who works with TRIO and Morgan and really work through that. So I think that's a really good opportunity for you to do that. So really reaching out to your advisors, I think, is very important. And then, yes, so try to register. You can register for 2 TRIO Scholar courses if needed to. We do also offer courses in the spring, which we don't have those available yet. But once it starts to get to that time, you can come to our office and we can really look at that. So yeah, again, the courses are taught in the fall and spring. And when enrolling, just come to our office and we can help you out with there. Please let your advisor know that you're in this program, you're in TRIO Scholars with Student Support Services, and you're really wanting to get in those classes. It's very important that you do that. Make sure you just get you can ask us, you can email one of us what the call number may be, the course section number, and we can get you into that. So perfect. And so I think most of you have submitted your application and to be enrolled in these courses. Your status for the program student is activated. Signing up for a course will be very easy. And you've already done some of these intake interviews, so some of that's already happening. If some of you are interested and maybe you're watching this video at a later date and hey, I haven't heard about this program and I want to check it out, this is a great way. You got to submit your application. We do accept students throughout the year as well. We are capped at a certain amount of students, but it's important that if you're thinking about it, to look at these courses and look at this way, and we can reach out and we can have an interview with you and bring you on board if you meet the qualifications. We do have our TRIO Scholars Grant Aid Scholarship. So students receiving like a federal Pell Grant are eligible for TRIO Scholars Grant Aid scholarships. Scholarships are who are actively utilizing any program services will be awarding grant aid. So things aren't required for you to go to, but if you do go to some things, we do have extra money available for you as a stipend to purchase different things for your education pursuits. So by going to different things and being involved in our TRIO program in our community, that's going to help you out down the road. We do get money out to students who do need that. So that's something to think about when you're like, oh, there's a TRIO Scholars program. Like you all coming to this is a great way, a great example already. I've already done this. I've came to one thing, but hopefully you can keep that community going, keep coming to programs, and we will track that. And so that way, if you are looking to get money for to pay for a test that's in the future, or like maybe your MCAT down the road, if you're thinking about going into the medical field, we can help pay for some of those things. And so that's very important to think about. So first, before we get going, I want to kind of talk about our sponsorships. So this is kind of like a podcast, and so we do have some sponsors that are out there. And first off, I want to start with Student Affairs as one of our sponsors. And we are TRIO. We are located in Student Affairs, and so I think it's really good to look at it at the picture as a whole, as they're ones that we're in their office, that we report to them the values that Student Affairs has. We collaborate, we connect, we include, innovate, lead, and cultivate are the values that Student Affairs has. As you can see in the nice little diagram here, the Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, it breaks down. You can see TRIO is right over there underneath the Assistant Vice Chancellor of Student Life and Leadership, along with, Residence Life, student involvement, student legal services. We had the LGBTQA and Women Resource Center. They came in and presented to us. We have Fraternity and Sorority Life under us. So we're part of the whole Student Affairs, and it's a good thing. So perfect. Awesome. And then lastly, so we have a new opportunity for you. If anyone's interested in starting a new student organization with the TRIO Scholars Program, this is something that will be really interesting to you. I've been making the connection to, it's similar to like your student council in your high school. And this is a great time to hey, I want to do something. I want to get involved. Maybe I wasn't as involved in high school. This is a very low risk opportunity for you, and it could turn into a high risk as well by creating different programs and different events. It's really exciting to me. It's a great chance to create those programs, gain leadership opportunities, help create a community for all the TRIO scholars. If you're interested, you can please, you can write my email down. It's vstutz@unl.edu. Feel free to reach out to me. We're going to get a group together once the year starts, and we'll have a president, vice president, like a treasurer, like a business admin. Really, we're going to create a new constitution so we can establish some rules and some regulations for our organization. We get a different pot of money we can spend some money on to create some new programs for students. It's going to be a really exciting time, I think. And if you're really interested in that and you want to get involved, this is a great opportunity for you to, start that legacy as a first-year student and gain some of those leadership things. You can put it right down as on your resume that you were a president of an organization, and actually really be able to help create change and help, again, build this community of students that we have. We also have a new Facebook group. I know maybe some students don't have Facebook group, but Facebook sometimes it's easier for me to use because I'm old. But it is a easy way for me to stream and also connect with people. We do have Instagram. We do have Twitter as well that you can follow us. Just looking up Student Support Services at UNL, and you should be able to find us very easily. I made the link really easy for you to get to. You just got to go to facebook.com/groups/SSSUNL, and you will get to our page. Ask to join, and I will accept you into that. That way you can ask questions there. You can see these videos will get posted there. So in case you missed one, you can go back and watch it. So those are definitely some things that you can do. And then lastly, if anyone has any additional questions, we can take those. I'll look in the chat here and see if we have any questions here. But oops, let me go back here real quick. All right. Any questions? Oh, I can't. Why does that keep? Is there any questions out there about Trio or anything? Anything at all? We could take it all in. No? All right. Well, I'm not seeing any questions. If you are unsure of any questions right now, again, we are always available email. You can always, if you join the Facebook group, you can ask questions there too if you're not sure. But one thing that, when thinking about as you're moving on into your first year, no question, there's no dumb questions. If you're unsure of something, it's important to always ask. You don't want to have any regrets about like, hey, I should have asked that question earlier because now I'm behind or now I missed out on an opportunity. It's really important to think about that as you're coming to campus. We're in a lot of different times now as well with the things being online and COVID-19. So I think it's really, really important to make sure you're thinking about some of those things. Again, we're going to have different sessions throughout the year on Wednesdays at 4 p.m. To really kind of engage and talk about different campus resources. Next week, we're looking at trying to do a student experience one. So we'll have some students, hopefully, for you to ask questions about. We're going to have the following week on the August 12th, we're going to talk about Big Red Welcome Week. So you can hear all the cool things that are happening to start up the upcoming week. And then we'll go from there. We'll have like housing come on one time. We'll have our counseling services. We're creating a session on how to best manage an online class. So a lot of different resources. So it's important that you're on the Facebook group, following this page, following the stream. And it's going to be a really fun time on here, and we'll try to have some fun with it and be very engaging for you all. I really appreciate you all coming. Joyce,
we do have some questions now, Brian.
Oh, perfect. Awesome. I can't, when I'm sharing my screen, I can't see the chat. So.
You want me to read the questions?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
So if we're in this Zoom right now, does that mean that we are already in the program?
It depends if they got the email from Joyce that says that, hey, you've been accepted into the program. If you're in this and you haven't had an intake interview yet, then the answer is no, you're not in the program yet. So make sure you're reaching out. Make sure you're checking your UNL email. It's very important to check that because we want to make sure that you're getting the information and you can set up those intake interviews. And so just make sure you continue to check that email. If you have questions about your status, feel free to reach out to your person who was an intake interview to say, hey, did I get in? I must have missed something, or I think maybe there was a miscommunication, and we can double check for you as well.
Next question is, how will students know how to contact the specialist like you just mentioned to reach out?
Mm-hmm. So how the students will know when to reach out. So like I said, anytime if you're struggling with a class, you can reach out to myself and I can maybe give you your best resource. We have our tutoring options, like I mentioned before, where you can reach out. All our emails are on our website. You can Google UNL Trio, and that will be the homepage where then you can go to student support services, and then all our emails are on there where you can contact us. Really, at the end of the day, it's like we're here to help you become the best student that you possibly can be. We're a resource for you. The federal government is giving us money to make you a better student. And so I think it's important to remember that, like, hey, some of this money, I'm trying to use us as resources, right? Use us to get better and figure out how to things. You're not going to know everything at 18, 19 years old. You might need, I've been around college campuses for 10 years, and some of us have been around a little bit longer, maybe. I won't mention any names. And so I think it's important that you use us as resources to really focus on, hey, there's this situation happening, and it might not even have anything to do with class. It might have to do with a relationship, or it might have to do with a friendship, or it might have to do with an organization telling you to do something that you're not comfortable with. How do I deal with this, or what do I need to do? I think it's important to really talk and speak up and really focus on, and that's when you can reach out to us. If you're unsure about something and you're like, I don't want to look dumb, you're not going to be dumb by emailing us anything, because we're going to be willing to help you through those situations. But also come contact us about the good things too. We like good things. We like to hear about your success stories. And we like to be able to say, hey, that's a great job, and maybe give you a high five before social distancing. We'll give you an air five since we can't really do that now with COVID. But we'll give you that that satisfaction and give us the good news too. So
Another question is, are we able to contact you guys for questions about UNL?
yeah, definitely. Like I'm pretty new to UNL, so I might not know exactly everything there is, but I can help you gather and find information. But I have a lot of colleagues who have been here for a few years that know a lot about UNL and the things that they enjoy, and the things that are places on campus that you should check out, and different food that there is. I did DoorDash for a while, so I know some food options on campus that are pretty fun and around town. So I like to eat a lot, as you probably can tell. But it's just one of those fun things. So yeah, feel free. Yeah, contact us about a lot of different things. Right, we're again here 100% to support.
And what's the new student orientation about?
Oh yeah, perfect. So that's going to be that's great segue there. Good question. Extra points there. We're going to have that on August 14th. We're going to do a Zoom session for everyone who's been admitted into the program. It'll be myself, a few of our staff members as well. We're going to kind of break you in. You're going to meet some students. We'll do like breakout rooms through a Zoom. That way you can kind of meet some students. We'll have like an online scavenger hunt so you can look at different resources across campus. We're going to do some goal setting. We're going to work on a little bit of goal setting, so we're kind of preparing ourselves for the upcoming fall. What our goals are going to accomplish, and how we're going to use our SMART goal method. And so are we specific with our goals? How do we measure them, and how can we attain them in a timely fashion? And so we're going to really focus on teaching you that and how to accomplish those goals. Again, it's mostly like, hey, let's get to know people, get to interact with some people, even though it's via Zoom, which is hard, but and then so we're there, and hopefully we'll have a few students on board. But really, we're kind of restarting this program. I mean, the program's been around for a while, but we're trying to re-energize and give it some more oomph, I guess you can say, to get some more community out there. In the past, there wasn't as a strong community. Now we're trying to make it even stronger. And so that's going to be what that orientation is about, is a good kickoff to get you ready and get you excited to be a Cornhusker.
Brian, would you like to share with them that when we all get back on campus, how we're going to help them prepare for COVID-19?
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, so when you get back on campus, we're gonna have a great package for you. We have some Trio Scholars face masks that we'll be able to hand out to you. We're gonna have a pen that lights up, which would be pretty cool. We're gonna have a clear a clear drawstring bag where you can put everything in there. We're going to have hand sanitizer with our logo on there. And so we're going to have some of those different items for you so you're ready to go. And the thing that's really cool about the clear plastic drawstring bag is when you go to the UNL Cornhusker games, the only thing you can bring in is a clear bag. So this way you can put some of your stuff in there and have a bag and already ready to go. You don't even have to worry about buying anything that's clear or using a cheap Ziploc bag. It's going to be nice bag for you, and then that's just gonna be a way to kind of help you prepare and make sure you're safe during COVID-19 precautions and different things that we have going on.
Brian, would you also want to mention about the undergraduate research opportunities any of our students that are in the sciences may be interested in, so that we can link them to what those opportunities are?
Well, how about you speak for that? I'm new, and so you talk a little about that, Mariana, with the science knowledge. That'd be great.
Hopefully some of those students that have actually completed an intake interview are with us this afternoon. I've shared some follow-up information regarding how we want to bridge our students that are interested in any of the STEM fields into what we have at the university, which is called UCARE. UCARE is designed for undergraduate research opportunities. And so we've collaborated with our UCARE director so that we can actually purposely bridge our students to those research opportunities. You get to work in the laboratories, you get to conduct research as an undergraduate student. And this all builds your resume as you are preparing for medical school or professional schools, PA schools, Nursing is also a huge field that many students are interested in and going towards. And so there's also an opportunity for freshmen that are coming in. If you qualify for a federal work study, you can also apply to what's called the FIRE program. This will actually fund you in those areas of research. And I've also followed up with correspondence with our students regarding how they can go through the process for that application. It's not as intuitive on the website, so therefore I have to directly link you with Justina, who is the actual director over that program as well. But again, our goal is to create and actually bring those opportunities straight to you as a student, especially our TRIO scholars. Again, our goal is to provide you with all opportunities for your success, but also knowing about those opportunities. Many students come to the university, they don't know where to start in terms of work study or how to actually find those jobs. Again, we're here to be that resource for you. So I just wanted to kind of put that information in there for our students as they will be eventually looking for those research opportunities. But again, we want to be very purposeful in providing that information to you up front. Thank you.
And another question that just came, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Joyce. I just wanted to, this is Stephanie Mitchell, and I wanted to say to the intakes that I did for pre-health, and this is Mariana Burtz that I mentioned during your intake. So we chatted a little bit about pre-health and the internship opportunities and so on. So I just wanted to put name and face together with Mariana, and so you can reference what we discussed a little bit, and you covered it way better than I did in those intakes, Mariana. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Stephanie, for mentioning that. And we have another question. Do we help with applying for scholarships?
Yeah, we can definitely help with that. Like I said, we're kind of that utility office is going to help you with whatever you need and find the resources that's going to best help you with scholarships. I know there are a lot of different opportunities. There's so many different opportunities. I'm not going to remember every single scholarship, but we do know people on campus that can help you find those different scholarship opportunities. Again, we're going to be doing a financial well-being kind of session like this as well, where you're going to be able to learn a little bit more about some of those opportunities too. And so those are, we can help you with that too. We might not know their answers, but we know how to find the answers to get someone to you and where to redirect you, which I think is important, because we can be that one-stop shop for you to kind of say, okay, here are the people that you need to go to find that information. So you're not having to go and search, on the website or search all around and like, okay, where are these things are, where are the people here that are going to help you, support you, and tell you where, hey, this is where information is going to lie. All right, with that, again, that's our time. Like I said, we only want to keep it to 30 minutes, so it doesn't take up so much of your time. We're going to try to do this every week, so be on the lookout for multiple every Wednesday at 4 recordings. If you miss it, we do record it. We stream it live on our Facebook page and on my page, other people's pages, and we're trying to grow the audience of students. Again, this is gonna be that resources and learning different things about different offices on campus, and it's gonna be a good time. I really appreciate you all coming. And every good podcast has a good exit song. So we have our Nebraska song here. And so thank you all. I appreciate it. I hope you all have a good rest of your day.